Hey, Matt Chinian here. Welcome to my studio. I'm going to show you what I'm doing right now, what I did today, and what I did this week. And today I went and I did a drawing from the Hannaford parking lot. It's you see that? There's a light on it. It's out the window, out the van window. I did it from the driver's seat, and take a look. I posted pictures of the in place, and um, so yeah, that was kind of fun. I don't know if I'm that happy with the tractor itself, but there it is. And there was a lot of other spots. It's interesting how a different media, a different way of attacking something really sets you into almost a different mood of the whole thing and different possibilities. Because everything has its advantages and disadvantages. And just sitting in the car, it's kind of, you're even in almost in invisible even more. You're practically nobody probably knows you're in there. Not that it really matters, but it's a little less. Yeah, you can do. Anyway, so that's an interesting kind of way of thinking about things. Yesterday, I did a painting. I don't know if you saw it. It's a shadow. I might fuss with this a little bit more. It's the shadow of a tree against the side of that house. And it's right down the street. It's a place I see all the time. There's a couple locations where this happens at the kind of like the late afternoon when the shadows get long, and you don't have much time. It moves across the side of that house, and there's not much other than the house. I didn't leave much sky or much ground. There's hardly any of it. And it was kind of cool, And like I said, it's a lot of it's a pattern, and it kind of it could use a little help, I think, in a way. But it's kind of cool. I'm kind of happy with it. And this is a theme, I did a drawing just last week, and I'll show you that. It wasn't that long ago. Yeah. It's a different house, a different shadow. And I thought I'd paint that, but I'd rather do it from the front lawn. I need to ask permission for that. So I'm sure I'd get it, but I'd have to stand away from the van. So I'm really lazy about that. Although I guess I could do it from the street, but it'd be kind of fun to. So that was the 21st. That was like a week or so ago. Now before that, we had the last 2 days have been reasonable, and 2 or 3 days. And one of those days, I think it was, what day was it? Monday? I think it must have been Monday. I went to Schaghticoke, and I got this. I've been to this place before. It's a Sunoco station. All right. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me? Hi. I'm never sure if the sound is on or not. So, anyway, this is a painting I did. I think it was Monday, and it's a gas station. There's a gas station there. There's a house, kind of right next to the gas station, and then there's a little post office on the other side of the house. So it's kind of as you say, a very prosaic site, where you have a lot of sort of just haphazard kind of. This is what it is. It's not planned, and it has a certain kind of rhythm to the way it's way it's laid out. And the light was going across the road, and I really liked that. I might fuss with this a little bit. I'm sort of wishing the light was a little narrower, but we'll see. Usually I just let it sit there and let it go. There's a place I painted a number of times, or at least once, maybe twice. And I really like it. So I should probably bring those out at some point. But, now going back, this is the back of this. I reused this canvas from an earlier time. This was from 2013, and so you can't be too precious. I run out of canvases and panels. Anyways, now this painting. This is right down the street here in Cambridge, right down in, let me put it here. I think this must have been, I don't know, Friday, Saturday, maybe Sunday. I can't remember. I just sort of wandered around the village. I didn't feel like driving a long way. And there's a lot of cool stuff. The light was actually really good, after the gray we've had in December and early January. We've had some really nice light. It wasn't terribly cold, it wasn't windy. And that sort of slice of light that goes across the road, just really, I really like that. And there's just a point of reference. There was a painting one of my favorite paintings is a Sargent painting that's in the Clark. It's interior, and it's an amazing painting. I can't, there's no way I can compare, myself to him. But in the scene, it's very dark interior, and there's a woman and there's a couple people around, and there's this bright shaft of light that goes right across, and it bisects. There's this figures in front of it, and it's really cool to see that. Anyway, that's not that, but it kind of is. It kind of is. There's a lot of crap on this. At any rate, I love that. I love that and how that worked. And so then, at some point this week, and I spent a number of days on it, it's a self-portrait. And I don't even know if I'm doing one a year now. I was looking for self-portrait. I didn't find that many. I'm not sure whether they're lost or what. I spent a couple of days. I got most of it on one session, and then I did another session. It was like a little bit here, and then over, the next 3 or 4 days, I just touch it up a little bit, or 3 maybe at most, and not much time on those times. But yeah, there it is. It's small. It's interesting how I'm kind of in between the easel and the bookshelf, and there's a little light coming from back there. It's kind of backlit, side lit. So it's dark, it's very dark. Maybe a little foreboding, maybe not, I don't know. I've done a lot of self-portraits. I did self-portraits with a theme for my studio AP when I was a high school senior. That was my area of concentration. And I think it's one of those things. It's kind of fascinating, and yeah, I don't do it that much. I sort of do a little bit, and so here's one. I'll show you one I did from my high school years. I didn't no signature, no date, no signature, but I think it was probably 78, maybe 77. I don't know, probably 78. And that was before I did anything like that. But yeah. And then I did one in. This was 1980. I think I was probably a like a freshman in college or something like that. I think I was like 18 years old. So that's going back about a lot of years. But you know, same person. And here's something, we didn't have like, I'll just bring it up to the camera. You know, we had cameras with film in them, black and white film, and you just had to turn the camera on yourself. And this is probably from about maybe 81, 82 or something like that. So it's probably about maybe 20, maybe not even 8, you know. Anyway, I don't know, I just found it in some old photographs. And it was probably similar to that. It was probably about the same time, kind of within a couple of years of that other self-portrait. And then I said, I'm missing a couple, but this one here is from 2016. So that's about 5-6 years ago. So, you know, not great, not terrible. I look like a cartoon character, maybe a little. But it's done right here, and I had to wear a coat because it was so cold back then. And so, you know, self-portraits, I mean, you can say everything's a self-portrait. It's like, that's how you see things. But I think it's a good practice. I'm not really a portrait painter. I mean, I don't. It's kind of it's a really different genre, different kind of thing. You know, portraits are amazing and it can be cool, but it's not really me. So, anyway, any questions? Hey, everybody, welcome to my studio. So this coming month is a big month because I'm going to have, how do you left in your self-portrait? Well, you know, they're very quiet, you know. I mean, it's the nature of a self-portrait. You're being quiet and you're looking at yourself, and that's not something I'm not familiar with. I mean, that's kind of like, you know, it's the way I am all the time, you know. And so, just, I don't know. It's so hard to look at your own work. It's so hard to. I think they're realistic. I mean, it's prosaic. It's prosaic. I'm not, you know, I'm not trying to be anybody else. Obviously, I am who I am, and it's painted directly. It's kind of small. It's like, that's one thing about it, is it's small, and it probably should be closer to, you know, like a portrait size. You know what I mean? That looks kind of diminutive. I should probably have a little more confidence and just do a bigger one. I think I did. That one's a good size. This last one I showed you. And I'm not sure if I like it like that one. That one probably could have been a smaller size. And I am, like I said, I'm missing a few links in there. So it goes, I mean, that I think is getting better as a rendering. And that's a really, it takes a lot of effort to do that, and it's specific. It's a very specific kind of effort. Landscapes are very forgiving. You know, streetscapes are even very forgiving in terms of perspective and things. But you know, you get somebody's eyes and nose wrong, they look really bad. You know, and it's me, so there it is. Anyways, so the 20th of this month, February. Welcome to come here in person. You know, 10 or 12 people in here. There's plenty of room. And then I'll talk about prosaic realism just for like 10 or 15 minutes. I'm not going to try, I'm going to try to wrap this up because we're getting about 15, 20 minutes here. So I'll just talk about it, and then people can ask questions, and we'll do it virtually. We'll do it live and on Facebook here, the 20th. It's Sunday. 2 o'clock, but before and after that, I'll have an open studios from noon to 4. So if you're around, come in. You can come in, go, whatever. come, or stay, or so that would be kind of fun. And I'll have some food. There'll be some snacks, of course. And I'm not sure if we're going to need masks. If we're still requiring masks, we'll have to wear masks. There's a lot of space in here. I think that's pretty cool. So I'll remind you again, and I'll have a event thing, so you can actually have sign up for an event. I'll figure out how to do that. Portraits are hard because, yeah, it is. They are hard. I mean, a friend of mine, when I showed that to an artist friend of mine. This one here. This portrait here. And this is this is a friend I've admired for years. I won't mention her name because she's just off. She's a really close friend of mine. And she looks at it, she just sort of laughs. And she's like, I don't know, I'm not exactly sure why, but I kind of had to. She sort of laughed. And I think, I'm not sure if she said it, but I thought maybe I look a little like, who's that Aardvark, that cartoon character? Arthur the Aardvark or something like that. I'm kind of, if now that you see, now, I didn't want to go there, but anyway, it really is hard. It really is hard. And you have to feel like, well, who am I? It's that whole thing. It's like, without getting too deep either. But I mean, it's a good practice to do. I don't know. It's not easy. It's tough, but it doesn't, it is what it is. You just do it and have fun with it. So without further ado, we'll say goodbye, and thank you so much for coming. Ask questions or whatever. We'll catch up with you later. And tomorrow night, I'm going to do this live at 8 o'clock on Instagram. So if you're on both platforms, check it out, because it's not, it might be the same topics, but I always talk about everything in a different angle, and I never remember from one minute to the next what I said before. And I might not know what I say next. But anyways, love you all. Thanks for joining. Bye-bye now.